Hello, this is Gasakma Keperu for Project Illuminated, and today I want to talk about reality tunnels and how our world is created around us. Now, what is a reality tunnel? A reality tunnel is a state of alternate state of consciousness that you create based on belief systems that you harbor within your psyche. And usually these belief systems are given to you by society at large, and it's given to you by mass media, the education system, and a number of other things, your parents, and so on and so forth. But what's important to understand is that we are living in one gigantic reality tunnel. Now, let me just take a step back. Each individual has their own way of looking at the world and their own perspective based on their belief system, and this creates what we call the reality tunnel, and actually manifests a real physical reality in front of you. And not everybody exists within the same space-time continuum or reality itself. It is only when you're interacting with other individuals do you pull them into your reality, and you do what we call a co-creation. You co-create a reality together, and the experiences become very similar. And the reason being that we all don't share the same realities because certain things serve an individual that doesn't serve another individual. That makes sense. So you may need in your life to experience a certain set of circumstances that another individual doesn't need to learn anything from, so it doesn't serve that individual. So their reality is a bit different than yours. But what I want to really bring your attention to is how, because we are God men and God women who can manifest reality. And with that understanding, the global elite, the oligarchy, uses that information, that knowledge, and that occult practice to manipulate your psyche to create a reality that's false and that is one that they want to bring to fruition and not what you want. This is why many people's lives are chaotic and just have all kinds of drama and issues, because they don't realize that society at large is engineered so that it's sending messages to your psyche to manifest a certain reality, one of conflict, one of war, one of poverty, starvation, racism, the whole nine yards. So we see this, the way that these messages are delivered chiefly is through like the music industry, where the music contains subliminal messages and it's appealing, the music is appealing to your base animal instincts and psyche so that you can manifest this. And also what it does is it tries to make you a conduit or a channel for demonic, let's say demonic or evil spirits, so they can come forth through you and into the world around us. And these are nothing more than energies. But another thing that they've actually infiltrated quite well is the video game industry, which rakes in billions and billions of dollars, and it makes more money than movies. And in many young kids playing these video games have written on the forums and talk about how that when they're really involved in the game, they go into a trance, alternate state of consciousness, and some have attributed this to what they call is the flow state. And it's true, it is the flow state when you become one with the game or one with whatever you're practicing. In archery, the Japanese have this, is that you become one with the arrow, and your skill level is increased by understanding how to get into that flow state. Well, anyway, during the video games, these kids noticed that they would get into alternate state of consciousness, and they would realize that there were these symbols that were in the video game itself, that the programs were put in there, and it was sending messages to them. And this is another way the Illuminati controls you and have you work to bring forth a reality, is getting you into that trance state, that flow state, so they can send you these messages through signs and symbols to manifest this alternate state of reality, because we're living in many different realities. So I want you to think about that. And this is happening with the movies, music industry, and the gaming industry, and we have to become very cognizant of it and start to work to counteract this, because we're going through trance state, alternate state of consciousness throughout the entire day, and not realizing that we're either being programmed or we're manifesting a certain type of reality that's probably not conducive to the way we want to live in our lives. So think about that. This is Kasakma Keperu for Project Illuminated, and that's all for now.